Kaylee Goncalves' father, Steve, joins me right now. Steve, it's good to see you. I thought about you a lot today. I thought about you. I thought about Christy. I thought about Olivia today. I thought about all the families. I just want to start with your reaction. And did you know that this was coming in any way?
Little bit. We had a little bit of rumbling of some rumors, things that were in the process. We did think it would be closer towards September, but you know, we're not that surprised, to be honest.
How are you guys doing?
We're strong, and this is more par for the course. We knew that this was going to happen. Some people were given false expectations that there would be no appeal because he waived that right. You can't waive your constitutional rights. And we had a lawyer, even though they tried to gag our lawyer. He was able to give us really good information throughout the whole process. So we'd have been expecting this from the very beginning. And if you've had a prosecutor who's gone through prosecutions of capital cases, this is to be expected.
I'm thinking about you guys. You know, you finally able to turn the chapter, and you're now faced with this new potential legal battle that can carry on from hearing to hearing, and potentially, even though I think it's extremely unlikely in my legal opinion, but potentially a new trial. Are you prepared to go through all of this? How are you mentally prepared to go through that?
Yeah, some people want the second bite of the apple. I'd love to have the second shot at the accused murderer. I would love for us to be able to reline him up and hold him accountable to the full extent of what he's done. We said at the very beginning that there's a right way to a plea deal, and then there's a rushed way to a plea deal. And we felt rushed, but I'll stand corrected. If this is over in 3 to 6 months, then I was wrong. If we're doing this time next year, then it would have been a lot more advantageous to Idaho to go in there and say, hey, where's the murder weapon? What was the second weapon used? He could have clarified this, and he made it sound like that was an expectation that was ridiculous. And here we are, and I hope he's right. I hope we're done with this in 3 months. But I'm prepared for it to be longer.
So just to clarify, if they said, listen, he's going to be retried. We're not taking the death penalty off the table. We're going to go full steam ahead, death penalty trial. In a way, to me, it sounds like that's something that you might welcome. And also, I wonder, because you see the commentary online, despite Kohberger pleading guilty, there are those who believe he's still innocent. In a way, do you feel if this goes to an actual trial and he has an opportunity to fight the evidence, is that something that you'd say, you know what, I think it's necessary?
I would love it. We're getting to the point where capital cases, 9% of the time, are settled out of court. We do need case law. We do need state law. And Idaho I think it could benefit greatly from this. Unfortunately, we spent $8 million, and I feel for my community. This guy wasn't even a member of our society. He wasn't even a member of our state. And we've really just been totally put through the ringer having to defend this loser. So I want to protect my community, and I feel like, I can't keep asking for more. We got our chance. We had a weak prosecutor, but I don't want to put our community through another few $1 million. It's unfortunate, but somebody's going to have to put their foot down and make this case law.
Do you think he had a weak attorney? I mean, he's basically saying he had ineffective assistance of counsel, that there was evidence that
I would have loved to have actually Ann on our side. She would have blown the doors off Thompson. Thompson was weak. I mean, Thompson was caving left and right. If we didn't get Jeff Nye and Ingram, we would have been toast. So, yeah, I think his counsel was great. I didn't like her. I think she was always probing, always saying stuff like she would be ineffective counsel. She was always planting seeds. And I would have, a real prosecutor would have just went up to the bench and said, she says that again, rip her out of here and let's get a real prosecutor. Let's get a real defendant that actually wants to be in this room. If she's going to be ineffective, let's go get somebody who's going to be effective. And he just didn't have that.
Why do you think he's doing it? If you believe, and I'll give you my legal opinion. I don't think he's got a shot, but we'll talk about it a little bit. But why do you think he's doing it right now?
Because he's an egomaniac psychopath. He literally, some way, made it paramount that they wouldn't say he was a psychopath, even though on his phone he'd repeatedly said psychopathic behavior, psychopathic paranoia. He started self-analyzing himself and thinking to himself, "Oh my gosh, I am a psychopath." But he got Anne to like lay hard into that and said, "Hey, they're going to call me a psychopath." So she got Thompson to just fold, and he was like, "We won't say the word," even though it's on his phone. So I think he didn't want to realize the kind of monster he was, and he started having that self-realization when it was too late.
I can't help but think of the timing. There's a Netflix documentary that's coming out in a couple of days. One of the things I've speculated is this a way for him to regain the narrative, to get control of it? Do you feel that that had an effect?
100%. And he always has been the same portfolio, the same guy that's doing the same behavior. If you go look back at what he's done throughout his career, even in high school and college, he's always wanted to control the room. He's always wanted to dominate the people around him. And that was part of the reason why we pushed back, because we'd studied this guy. I still think he has some tricks up his sleeve. He's got 40K on his books. I've heard that he's going to use that to get some counsel of his own. He's negotiating, trying to get a book deal so he could pay for his own like lawyers. I mean, this guy's creative, and he's got a master's degree and he's working on a PhD. So he's not a moron, even though he writes like an idiot. You look at his writing, you think you're reading like elementary, like homework, but he's actually supposed to, be pretty intelligent. So I think he has a plan, and Idaho's got to deal with it.
Steve, he's going to need proof. He's going to need actual evidence to establish anything that he's saying. But have you heard from the prosecutor's office? I mentioned before what the AG had said. Has there been any conversation from them? Have they reached out at all to tell you what their plan is, what the timeline's going to look like, anything like that?
No, I don't think they want to reach out to us, because we asked them to get a little bit more information from him. There was a separate weapon, some other things that could have proven that this person beyond a reasonable doubt type thing. So we could have saved Idaho, maybe possibly a year worth of fees. I've always looked out for my community. I love the state in which I live in. And I expect more from people like Thompson, who's dedicated his career to this.
Before I let you go, one of the interesting arguments he makes is he was misrepresented about what prison life was going to be like, or what his options were going to look like, whether it was death row or life in prison. I just want your perspective on that, considering his life behind bars was a big topic in those impact statements.
Well, somebody who is going for a PhD in criminology, you would think that he would already have a pretty firm understanding of what that prison system is. And, if he still wants to know what's waiting for him, he could always write me. I can tell him what some people tell me is waiting for him. It only gets worse. And he's actually got it pretty good right now. They're protecting him to the fullest extent of the law. But eventually he has to be treated like a normal prisoner. And those days are going to be pretty scary ahead.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.